Today I'm going to be talking about news events and why they don't matter. Now that's an interesting sort of way to look at it because a lot of other trading people talk about news events like this big major thing. Try to learn to trade on them, watch out, don't trade when they're on, just a bunch of crap all the time all over the place. Now what I'm going to tell you is why news events literally don't matter at all, or at least why they shouldn't matter to you. So let's get into that. Now first thing you want to know is what is a news event. Now if you don't know what a news event is and you're trading, close your account. That's the end of the story. Because you don't even know the basic stuff about trading, you really should know what that is. But what I'm going to do is tell you, if you don't do Forex trading, maybe you want to know. So a news event is exactly what it says in the title, an event in the news that affects the market. Now it doesn't necessarily actually affect the market, it's just because everyone thinks it affects the market, everyone moves in a certain way and the market has movement. So news events, we're talking about GDPs and NFPs basically, they're the big ones that you want to watch out for. There's a lot of other smaller ones, depending on what currency you're trading on. Pound has a few smaller ones here and there, but in general, those are the main ones you want to look for. So that's what a news event is. And what we're going to look at is obviously why they shouldn't matter to you. Because the question we're going to ask is, do news events actually exist? Now, of course, news events do exist. I've just told you what they are, but they actually don't. And here's the reason they don't. When you come up with a trading structure or a trading system or whatever you want to call it, how did I say that the best way to check it? You need to backtest it. Now, when you backtest your trading structure, do you see news events? That's something to think about. Because you might think you do, but realistically you don't. You don't know when a news event was. Of course, you can check back in the history of the news events and find when it was, but no one does that. You just check back based on the chart itself, what your strategy actually is or what your strategy is going to be. The news events don't get factored into when you backtest because they don't exist. They're just part of the whole chart movement overall. I mean, realistically, a news event just makes the chart do whatever it was going to do a lot faster than it was going to do it. That's really what a news event does. So when you backtest, you don't factor in news events, obviously, which means when you're trading at the time, why would you factor in news events? What that translates to is when there's a news event that's going to happen, it shouldn't even be part of your thinking. It's not something that you need to even think about. You don't need to think about, do I not put my trade in based on my structure because a news event's going to happen? And you certainly shouldn't be thinking about, should I try and make some quick profit by trying to trade on the direction of the news event? If you're going to do either of those things, obviously you're going to lose money. But if you like losing money, well then go ahead, try trade on news events. It's a 50-50 scenario, just like everything is in trading. Chuck a trade and maybe get lucky, and the next time you lose a whole account. Your choice. Now, if you don't even have a trading strategy or a trading structure, well, obviously you can't trade, but you should consider either formulating your own, as I've told you how to do in previous videos, or learn from people who do. So when you look at the 4-hour chart, a news event's literally just a slightly bigger candle than the other candles. But like I said, when you backtest, it's just part of the chart. Maybe you get sharper, more inclined candles, but it doesn't make a difference. It shouldn't make a difference to you. So when it comes to the time, you know what to do when you're trading, you enter the trade, and a news event just makes them move faster for you. So news events actually work to your favor now. You want news events to happen because they actually just make it move faster and you've got the right direction. Of course, if you don't know what you're doing and trying to trade on them just free will, then news events are pretty scary. But to me, news events don't exist and never have existed. So it makes it a lot easier when you don't have to even bother about news events because I don't have to go on all the other stuff people try and do because I've already got the right direction, I already make the profit. There's some information. News events don't matter. See you next time.